Airsofters. Today I'm going to be reviewing the JG AK-47 RIS. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about are the internals. When I took this apart, I found pretty good internals. The piston actually had a metal tooth. The first tooth was metal, so that's pretty good for a gun as low price as this. So that's good. And 6mm bushings, plastic. I mean, what do you expect? The grease was everywhere, or lube, and so when you get it, you're gonna have to like reshim and re-grease with this pretty much every gun you get though. This came stock shooting around 410 FPS, so that's a little bit high for indoor or some outdoor places. I know the place I play is outdoors, and the FPS for AEGs is 400, so you might need to tone that down, but I'll get into that later. When I first got this gun, it was shooting a little bit sideways when I adjusted the hop up, so I had to take the barrel out and take the hop up out and actually twist the barrel, because the barrel was in the hop up sideways a little bit. So I don't know if that's just mine or there was a whole batch of them like that or what, but that's how this one was. So I'm gonna move. Oh, the motor actually, with the battery it gives, it shoots just as fast as like my G36. When I first got it, I put a 9.6 volt in, and it was shooting just about as fast as that with the 8.4 volt that it came with. So the motor's pretty good. So we're going to move on to the externals, and okay, so first thing I want to talk about on the externals is the front sight, which on a couple other AK-47s I've looked at, the front sight was wobbly. This is a little wobbly, but like not as much, so that's pretty good. And then we move on to the front sling mount. It's also a little wobbly, but I mean, on other AK-47s, like, they have one of those ones that are really flimsy and wiggle around a lot, and I don't really like that. The thing about this AK-47 is it comes with rails, and it's AK-47 RIS, obviously. But the length and placement of the rails was really nice, because I have this foregrip on here, and even at the highest point in the bottom rail, the foregrip is at just the right spot for my arm length. So I have average size arms, so people with shorter arms should be able to get a foregrip on here and use it efficiently. On here I want to talk about the sight. The sight actually is a real AK-47 sight, and so what you can do is you can push this button and adjust it like so that you lob your BB. So it goes up for like longer distances, and I don't think it really works in terms of airsoft usage, but I mean, you could try it. It's a good tool to base lobbing your BB distance, if you know what I mean. This I don't know, dust cover, yeah, that's the word. Dust cover is actually really nice. You can hear the sound it makes. It really makes a realistic sound, and I really like doing that. And from here, it's actually pretty easy to adjust the hop up. There's this little adjuster here, and you just push it forward or back. Let's see here. The body is mostly plastic, but it's a good kind of plastic. Like, it feels actually pretty nice, not like other cheap plastic guns. I think all of JG's plastic bodied guns are actually pretty nice, so that's good. And I want to talk about the fire selector for a second. When I first got this gun, I was like playing with it a lot because it was pretty nice. But you can probably see that I've changed it, and that's just, it's not because of the quality of the gun, but it's like with all AK-47s, when you twist it a lot, there's a little screw that comes undone, and I just when mine came loose, I just screwed it back in, but I didn't really check it, and the selector switch had come off the little twisty thing. The name escapes me right now, but when I screwed it back on, I messed the whole thing up, so I had to replace that, but it's no fault of the gun or JG. The trigger is actually metal, which is pretty nice. It's a nice feel to it. And another thing I want to talk about is the mag well and the mag release. When you put mags in the gun, you can kind of feel, you can kind of feel that they're a little wobbly at first, but I put a little tape on the part where this goes, and works pretty good now. There's just some wiggle room in there. So the next thing is the pistol grip. It's actually pretty nice because it's got grooves for your fingers. I mean, I like to keep my pinky up here, and it's got no groove for my pinky, but it's got 3 grooves. It's actually pretty nice. Fits my hand pretty well. And oh yeah, so trigger finger here, and then 3 grooves for your other fingers, and then it also has a groove here for your thumb right there. So it's actually really nice, pretty useful, because the gun doesn't slide down on your finger. And yeah, the rear sling mount is pretty nice because when you first get the gun, like, you can move it and it will never move unless you move it again. So it doesn't like wiggle around and make a bunch of noise. So that's good. The rubber stock is actually really nice. Like, it's really rubbery and feels like real rubber. So I mean, I've used some AK-47s where the rubber was just like, it felt like plastic. It wasn't even rubber. So I assure you this is real rubber and feels like real rubber. One thing I don't like about AK-47s in general is the space for the battery. It's because, like, you can never get a battery to fit it perfectly. It's either a little big or a little too small. So the battery they give you for it, or give you with the gun, it actually wobbles around in there a lot. So you might want to get a slightly bigger battery just so there's less wobble. And also I'd recommend a bigger battery just because it only comes with an 8.4 volt, and with a 9.6 volt you could like kill with this thing, man. It's pretty awesome. Did I talk about the accuracy? Okay, so the accuracy in this thing is about 110 feet. Like, it'll stay accurate up to 110 feet. And that's after I twisted around the barrel. So it's really nice for a stock gun. I mean, because it's an AK-47, so it's got a longer barrel, obviously, but that's still pretty nice for a stock gun. I didn't even clean the barrel first or anything. So okay, let's see. Oh, I want to talk about the mag that it comes with. So the mag that it comes with is actually the best mag I have for it. It's other mags, I bought JG mags for it, and some of the mags don't properly feed into the AK-47, so like I'll be shooting and then it'll just stop feeding properly. But this one never does that. So if you're gonna only use one mag, you will not need to buy another one with this gun, because this is an awesome mag. And so recommended upgrades for this gun would be a vertical foregrip, which I have on here already. I wouldn't recommend a red dot sight for this, just because you'd have to put it all the way up here, and that's really, I mean, you could do it, but I wouldn't. They have no place on here to put a rail on top of here, like some AK-47s do, but it's fine. Let's see. Another recommended upgrade. I'm going to do something I didn't do last time, and that's talk about internal upgrades. And what I would upgrade internally would be I would put a metal spring guide in there, because the spring in there right now, it's pretty strong, and like, I know if you open it up and take out the spring a lot, your spring guide might end up breaking just because it's plastic, and I've had a couple break on me, and so I put a metal spring guide in here just for safety reasons. I mean, safety of the gearbox. And I would put a 6.01 Type 4 barrel in here, just because, I mean, it can get more accurate. I'm sure you know that, but that's what I would do. I have one in here right now. It's 6.01 millimeters, and it shoots like a laser. It's pretty freaking awesome. That's about it. So overall on this gun, I would give it an 8 out of 10 for a couple of reasons. Well, that's 8 out of 10 for AKs anyway. The body is really nice, and the plastic is really smooth and seamless, and there's metal in all the places there needs to be, like the outer barrel and this piece up here. The thing I didn't really like about it though was the wobbly magwell, or wobbly magazines in the magwell, just because it feels kind of awkward when you're running with this and then the mag shaking around. And another thing I did not like about this gun is the battery compartment, because I didn't talk about this, but if you open it up, the amount of space they give for the fuse is like ridiculous compared to how much space it actually needs, and so it cuts down the amount, or cuts down the size that your battery can be. And I know some people who put some pretty big batteries in their guns, so I have 10.8 volt batteries, and they don't fit in there. I'm sure they could if the divider wasn't there, but they don't fit in there right now. But I would definitely recommend getting a 9.6 volt battery for this, 9.6 volt nunchuck battery. Excuse me, because it actually fits way better than the battery they give you for it, and it doesn't wobble around as much. Yeah, and it shoots like a beast if you do that. So, yeah. So that's why I give it an 8 out of 10. And yeah, thanks for watching. Comment, like, share, subscribe. It's all good stuff. I know I didn't do a review for a while, but I'm gonna start doing reviews more often, so stay tuned for more reviews. Alright, thanks, see you later.